This is not a regular computer you're looking at, but an iPad that I'm using to remotely control a Windows computer for work. So how does this work? The answer is actually very simple. Remote desktop. Most of the time when we go out, we prefer to carry just an iPad, because for things like reading, note-taking, and light work, it's incredibly convenient. But the problem is, once you run into more complex tasks, like certain professional software, complex spreadsheets, or a full desktop environment, iPadOS still has its limitations. So you end up in a pretty awkward situation. Bringing only an iPad isn't enough, but bringing a computer feels too heavy. So the solution is actually very straightforward. If the iPad can't do it, just use a computer on the iPad. This is exactly the setup I've been testing recently. I compared quite a few remote desktop tools and eventually chose DeskIn for this full review. In this video, I'll quickly walk you through the entire process, then focus on what it actually feels like to use and whether it's the right fit for you. So let's get started. Installation is very simple. You install DeskIn on both your iPad and your computer. Log into the same account, set a security password, enable the required permissions, and you're ready to connect. On the iPad, select your device, enter the password, and within seconds, you'll be inside your computer desktop. After connecting, you can adjust a few settings like mouse mode, image quality, frame rate, and resolution, depending on your network and screen size. Here's a small tip I want to share. If you're using a trackpad and often trigger iPad system gestures by accident, like switching apps or exiting unexpectedly, you can turn on guided access in settings, then triple-click the power button inside DeskIn to lock the screen, so you won't get interrupted. To exit, just triple-click again to unlock. But keep in mind, some CC-level gestures still won't pass through to the remote computer. That's a current limitation. Once everything is set up, we can look at the actual experience. The first thing I want to talk about is smoothness. At first, I was actually a bit skeptical, but in real use, as long as your network is stable, everything feels very responsive. Mouse movement and window switching. These basic actions have almost no noticeable delay. Next, and more importantly, is the overall control experience, especially when using a keyboard and mouse. I'm using a trackpad and keyboard here. The trackpad feels natural for movement and clicks, and things like cursor control and dragging work just fine. However, multi-touch gestures from iPadOS are system level, and they don't pass through to the remote computer, so that takes a bit of getting used to. Keyboard input works perfectly, and common shortcuts like copy and paste all work as expected. Once shortcuts are working, the overall efficiency becomes very close to using a real computer. If you connect a mouse, the experience becomes even closer to a traditional desktop, especially for more precise operations. It also supports touch input, so even without a keyboard or mouse, you can still tap and drag to complete most tasks, though it's slightly less efficient and better suited for temporary use. Once the controls are solid, we can move on to real-world use cases. First, I tested document and spreadsheet workflows. I opened the same file on the iPad first, then switched to the remote desktop. The difference is very obvious. On iPad, you get stuck on certain detailed operations, but here, you're in a full desktop environment where everything works normally, and you don't have to adapt to a simplified version of the system. Next is file management. On iPad, you're often just searching for files, but on a computer, you're actually managing them. With remote desktop, you can use the full file system to drag, organize, and sort files, and this difference is very noticeable in daily use. Then there's software support. Some desktop-level applications that you normally assume won't work on iPad can run here without any issues, and in their full versions. This is especially important if you rely on specific software. Another change is multitasking. iPad supports split screen, but you're constantly switching between apps, while on remote desktop, you're using a full computer with multiple windows open at once, which feels much more natural. Beyond these standard experiences, there are a few things that surprised me. The first is file transfer. You can directly transfer files between your iPad and computer. For example, something downloaded on your iPad can be instantly sent to your computer for further work, and vice versa, making the whole workflow much smoother. The second is that your iPad can act as a second display for your computer. That means not only can you control your computer, but you can also turn your iPad into an extended monitor, which is very useful for multitasking and multi-window setups. Of course, it's not without limitations. The biggest one is still network dependency. If your connection is unstable, both image quality and responsiveness will be affected. Also, in terms of controls, it does take a bit of time at first to adapt between touch input and traditional desktop interactions. Overall, I see this more as a capability extension rather than a replacement for any device. For me, it feels like adding an extra layer of power to the iPad, allowing it to become a full computer whenever needed.